You spawn in with a crew of 2 others. You have a goal in mind. You successfully complete the goal, kill some other players, and have a backpack full of nice loot. You're feeling high and excited. You start heading to an extraction point, only to notice the other 2 teammates are heading to a different one. You make your way toward them, only to see that your teammates didn't wait for you. They extract just as you get shot in the back by AI bots and die, losing everything. That's a single run in Marathon. And whether that feeling sounds exciting or exhausting to you is exactly what this video will help you figure out. Marathon is made by Bungie, and that matters. This is a serious, well-resourced studio with more than 30 years of experience making first-person sci-fi shooters. From the original Marathon trilogy, released for Apple Macs in the mid-90s, to creating the Halo franchise, to the Destiny games. Bungie has spent decades defining this genre, and now they're going back to where it all started. Before you decide if it's a game for you, it's worth understanding what kind of a game Marathon actually is.
Death. The end of all things.
Marathon is a game of emotional extremes where you will feel the highest of highs and lowest of lows. In an extraction shooter, the core idea is simple. Go in, get loot, get out alive. But the problem is that getting out alive is the whole game. Marathon's a PvPvE game where your main opponents are other players, but there are also AI enemies, and in Marathon they can be deadly. The UESC forces can drop some loot or be a part of your active contract, like kill 2 UESC commanders. But the key thing is that when fighting the bots, you're making noise. And that can alert and attract other players or crews to your position, looking to kill you and take everything you have on. And that takes us to the next part, the risk-reward loop. The more and better quality gear like weapons, shields, and other items you bring in with you to a run, the better your chances of getting out alive with even more loot. But you are putting it all on the line. When you die, you lose it all. And this gameplay loop can feel really exciting or very exhausting, depending on who you are. Marathon is a fast-paced game. You move quickly from place to place, looking for loot and other players to kill. You need to make quick decisions on what loot to grab and what to leave behind, making you feel a constant urgency and alertness, listening to sounds that might indicate the location of another player. And when you do come across another player, generally in under 2 seconds, one of you will be dead. One thing the game doesn't explain well but matters immediately: heat management. Heat is your reverse stamina. It accumulates from sprinting and sliding and can lead to overheating. This matters because sprinting and sliding are exactly what lets you escape a fight, heal and re-engage, or reach a world event before another crew does. Get your heat upgrades early and use the environment to your advantage. Water and rain slow heat accumulation and help you cool down faster. In Marathon, games are called runs, where you spawn in using your chosen runner shell. Each run has a time limit of 25 minutes and you need to exfil within that time to get out successfully. Not extracting within that period or dying means you lose everything on you. Marathon features 6 unique runner shells plus Rook. Destroyer is your shield-wielding, highly mobile shell. Vandal is fast and agile for getting in and out of situations quickly. Recon gives crews exceptional awareness of their surroundings. An assassin can turn invisible and deploy smoke for cover. Triage deploys med drones to heal and can revive teammates remotely. Thief has a grapple for leaping around and can deploy drones to steal loot from other players. Then there's Rook, the scavenger shell. Rooks cannot do contracts, the missions in Marathon, nor can they bring in their own gear, so they have nothing to loot, only to gain, if they manage to extract. Rooks can only join an existing game where there are already crews, and Rooks can only go in solo. What they do have is the ability to blend in with the UESC bots, moving past them without triggering a response and without making noise. Rook is actually not a bad choice for learning the maps with very little at stake. Marathon has seasons, which each last for 3 months. Seasonal updates will introduce new gameplay, including gear, runner shells, maps, events, and more. And it will be free for all players to access or earn. No expansions or DLC required. Each season is a self-contained chapter. What that means for how you progress and what happens to that progress is worth understanding before you start. And we'll get to that shortly. In Marathon, right now you have 2 options: trio crews and solo. For trios, you can create a crew with 1 or 2 friends, or go in by yourself using crew fill to get a full trio for your run. Now, solo matches are a style of your own, as everyone goes in alone, so you won't be facing other crews, but you also have no one to help or revive you if things get bad. Right now, there are 4 playable maps in Marathon. First one, more of a beginner map, is Perimeter with a low threat level. In Perimeter, 15 players, that's 5 teams of 3, spawn in. The second map, Dire Marsh, features 18 players, that's 6 trios, and has a moderate threat level. For the third map, Outpost, you must be at least level 15 to enter, and this is a high threat level map. Currently, Outpost features the most complex mechanics, and with that, of course, the best chances for higher quality loot. Outpost has 4 crews, a total of 12 players. The fourth one is the first endgame zone, a high-intensity raid-style map, the Cryo Archive, with puzzle solving and layered mechanics wrapped around brutal extraction stakes. And it's not a planet-side zone. It is the UESC Marathon ship itself, with heavily locked vaults containing the best loot in the game. The mechanics here are different from anything in the 3 planet-side maps. There's a security clearance system you build within a single run by interacting with the ship. Doors, supply rooms, and exfils are all locked behind clearance levels you earn as you progress, and exfils work completely differently.
The Marathon is waiting.
To enter the Cryo Archive, you need runner level 25, all 6 factions unlocked, and a 5,000 credit loadout. It's trios only and weekends only. One other thing to note, runs on Cryo Archive are actually 30 minutes rather than the 25-minute limit, which gives you a bit more time to navigate the ship and open those vaults. When going in solo to a run, there seems to be 6 to 8 players starting on each map, and the solo gameplay is different. It feels almost like a horror game, where you're slowly sneaking around in an almost empty world, never knowing what or who is lurking around the corner. One practical tip before your first run. After your first contracts, go to the upgrade section and hover over the items needed for a given upgrade. Then hit R to track that item. From that point on, tracked items are flagged when you're looking at loot, so you immediately know what to grab. It's a small thing that meaningfully speeds up your early progression. In Marathon, you will die and die again and again and again, especially if you're new to extraction shooters and their intricacies. The game has a steep learning curve, and dying repeatedly to learn the maps and the mechanics is a real consideration. You need to be learning the maps, sightlines, shell abilities, AI behavior, loot priorities, audio cues, when to fight, when to leave, and when a run is no longer worth pushing. That's a lot to absorb, and the game won't hold your hand through any of it. And keeping in mind that all your progress will be reset each season. After every season, everything gets wiped. Your level, all your loot, all your upgrades, all your contract progression, gone. And this is not optional. The progression reset includes every player. But it does mean that you're never years behind on loot or progression, and that returning after a break means a fresh start rather than catching up. If you have limited time to play games, this structure can genuinely work in your favor. You could commit to playing for 3 months, step away, play something else, and come back at the start of a new season on equal footing with everyone else. No catching up, no falling behind. What it does ask of you is time up front. Here's what the first week honestly looks like. Your first few runs, you'll likely die before extracting anything meaningful. Around run 5 or 6, you start getting the hang of Perimeter, the first map. You know roughly where to go and what to avoid. By run 10, the mechanics begin to click, but that's 10 runs of frustration before things start to feel good. If you're playing in 1-hour windows, that learning feels slower and the early frustration feels bigger. That's not a flaw, it's just the reality. But if you do push through and the game starts to click, there's somewhere for you to go. Ranked mode, available on weekends once you hit runner level 25. You will need a holo tag which sets your score target for each run. Loot enough to meet that target and extract, you earn rank points and climb the ladder. Die or fail to exfil and you lose rank progress along with your gear. The nice thing about ranked for those with limited time to play is the fact that at the end of the season, you will be rewarded based on the highest rank you achieve, not the one you have at the end of the season. I would describe Marathon as a hardcore game. Think more like a multiplayer Souls game with guns. Learning the ropes takes time, and some people push through and some people don't. That's just a fact. And that's why Marathon isn't for everyone. Marathon might be for you if you're willing to put in the time and energy to learn and you enjoy mastery-driven games where improvement is the reward, not just progression unlocks. You have at least one friend or other person to play with, or are willing to play with strangers, or enjoy the particular tension of going in completely solo. Because having someone to coordinate with meaningfully changes the experience. Doms is a different game than going in with people you trust. You can accept losing a run, all of it, including loot, and still feel like you got something from it. Be it even just one more minor thing you learned. You enjoy PvP, pressure, and highly competitive play in general. You have at least 45 to 60 minutes at a time to meaningfully engage and actually learn a demanding game, preferably a couple of hours, not just 15 minutes at a time. And if endgame content like Cryo Archive is your goal, that investment is measured in weeks on the planet-side zones before you start working on the secrets of the Marathon ship. It's probably not for you if you just want something cozy with low friction and low stakes, especially if you just want to sit down in the evening and play something relaxing for a bit. Playing alone, be it filling crews with random people or going solo in a competitive PvP environment, sounds more draining than exciting. Investing time in a game with a steep learning curve with regular resets feels like the wrong use of your available time. Learning the mechanics and maps require certain commitment. You don't enjoy fast-paced, high-consequence FPS games. You don't want to spend multiple sessions just learning the game before it starts to click. Personally, I think Marathon is a great game. It's challenging, rewarding, and at times defeating. But it's also an interesting world with a genuinely distinct aesthetic identity and an intriguing overall atmosphere. Bungie has a lot to draw in terms of lore, already having a vast amount of it in the original trilogy. Marathon is a place, not just an arena. Bungie is already seeding the ship with secrets that go beyond loot. There are mysteries in Marathon that the community is only beginning to find. I have enjoyed progressing further in the contracts and in increasing the quality of my gear, thinking about which weapons and loadouts to bring to a run. But I'm starting to hit a wall. Without a dedicated crew, I'm at the point where my remaining contracts require multiple objectives in a single run. And doing that with randoms who aren't coordinating is genuinely frustrating. I'm still looking forward to experiencing the Cryo Archive, but I'm not there yet. So that's where I'm headed. I'm genuinely excited about the intense raid-style content and curious about what it feels like to step onto the Marathon ship after spending time on the surface of Tau Ceti. I also want to see what the ranked mode is like and how the world of Marathon will continue to evolve in the coming seasons. Marathon is a game that will definitely make you feel something. The high of a clean extraction, the low of losing everything on the way out. The question was never whether it's a good game. The question was whether it's the right game for you. And how you feel right now about the game is probably your answer. Do seasonal resets sound like a fresh start or a frustrating setback? That one question will tell you a lot. If you've picked it up already or you're still deciding, I'd love to know where you landed. And if you played it, tell me in the comments how the first week hit you. See you in the next one.